for me, it is not a complete factor, but for some, it might be a factor because one, when you look at it, for some individuals, a lot of people will always feel that because you're a little person or because you're a dwarf, every characteristic about you also falls in small sizes. But it is never so.
Yeah, it's not small, dear.
It is.
Okay. Hello guys, good evening. Welcome to our bed talk. Today is another Saturday.
Another beautiful Saturday, guys.
Yeah, and my name is Vivian Mwogo, and he's Udochukwu Victor Mwogo.
AKA Nkubi, AKA Small Stout.
Live Nkubi, Small Stars. Okay, we're having a discussion today. What's our discussion again, babe?
Okay, guys, once again, good evening and good morning or good afternoon, wherever you're watching us from. Yeah. Okay, before we actually concluded on this particular subject we'll be discussing today, I mean, I give it a thought, and it is something a lot of us, I mean, not a lot of us, a few of us must have, encountered, either directly or indirectly, or perhaps from stories you must have heard. Yeah. Okay, and it has to do with dating a little person. What is the first point of call? What actually turned people off from dating a little person? You understand? Okay. When I mean turn off, what are those things that you probably consider that will make you say no? That
average height.
That is referring to an average height now. Yeah. What are those things you look at and say no, I cannot date a little person, or no, I cannot stand dating a little person. I might not stand, the whatever circumstances that will follow it. What are those factors? What are those circumstances? Okay. That is what we are looking at today.
Yeah. Okay, guys. You can drop your comments on this too. I might not be able to give all the reasons. Okay, I'll just give like
a few reasons.
Reasons. Okay. Number one turn off for some average height people is what the society will say about them. What will my friends say about this guy?
About this girl, lady.
About this lady. Like.
Turn off. Yeah.
That's the number one.
The kind of reaction that he feels he will get.
He will get it.
He will definitely get it.
It's not he feels.
He will get it. Or she will get it.
The society will mock her.
Or him.
Depending
on your,
Depending on the. So another thing is the sex part of it. Some people think, maybe because he's a little person, he will not be able to satisfy me, or like. Let me not use the raw word. Let's say satisfy that, like. The S word. The S word. Let's just use the S word. When people think, this guy will not be able to satisfy me in bed. Or this
lady, I might not get the appeal I want from like this lady and all that.
Even average height people, some average height people are married to average height and they're still complaining about sex life. He's not reaching the point I want. All those kind of things. So these two things, I think they are basically
the major. Well, you're saying because it goes. Yes, looking at what you've said earlier, the first point of call was what the society would say. Yes. Obviously, yes. I think that is a major factor. That is a major factor. And the reason why I'm saying it is a major factor is when you look at it, because we live in a world where average height individuals dominate. Okay, once a little person appears in the midst of once a dwarf individual appears in the midst of tall people, the little person is usually very conspicuous. And when I mean conspicuous, I'm saying he is usually very visible. I mean, if you have 1,000 average height people here and one little person comes in, of course everybody will definitely point out a little person in your midst because he's little. We can understand that, and which of course clearly states the fact. And let us also look at it this way. We also live in a society, I'll keep emphasizing on this, we live in a society where we revolve around, our lifestyle revolve around culture and tradition, superstition. You understand?
Yeah.
Superstition. And we usually, because we get a lot of talks from our guidance, our parents. You understand? When I mean talk, either by advice or by tongue lash, or by any form of advice. Okay, it tends to affect us in a way. And looking at it, this is one major factor, because once you consider dating a little person, and if I have to look at it from the average height perspectives, you consider this. You consider, as you've said, what will people say about this? What will my friends say about this?
What will my parents say? Will my parents accept him?
Yes, you might like this person, no?
Yeah.
You might like this little person. You might like his personality. You might, let me even make it clear. You might like everything about this person. This person, maybe because you guys have been friends, this lady or this guy has all the characteristics of the man you want.
Yeah.
But the only factor, or the lady you want, but the only factor is the height factor, because the person is a little person.
No. If the person's factor of not choosing a little person is his height, that means all the characteristics are not there.
No, see, let me tell you, I disagree with you. Look, this is the reason why I said that.
Because the height should also be a characteristics.
No, see,
because you need to accept the height for you to accept every other thing.
Hold on now. A lot of people will tell you that. Look, let me give you an example. James, I love your personality. I love everything about you, but I cannot date you. And for what reason? Because the person is a little person, and the only reason why he will tell James, James or Nike, I cannot date is because James or Nike is a little person, and because of the tongue lash he will get, the reactions he will get, especially if he's somebody that probably that easily gets affected by what people tell him. Yes, that alone might be a turn off for him.
Okay.
Because that, I believe, that is a factor. Okay, I'll give you a typical example. One of such example is, I have a friend who, because of the fact that he is a little person, you understand, the girl he is dating, you understand, had to say no to him. And the only reason he gave is because, one, he's a little person, and this person, they dated for like over a year, and everything a man and a woman does, they do it together.
Wow.
But on a very distant. But when it comes to the moment of let us take it further, it became an issue.
Yeah.
Because that is when it now had to dawn. That is when it now had to dawn on the lady to go and reflect over it and say, okay, what would the society say, or what my family say?
That's what I'm saying. That the person has not seen all the characteristics, or like you said, oh, this guy has all the characteristics. If you're short, sorry to say, no disrespect. If you're short, you have all the good characters in the world. Oh, the girl likes your good character, but does not like your height. It's not a complete characteristic.
That is how you see it. People don't see it that way. People might like your personality, but they don't like your physiques. People might like your character, your future, everything about you. You are decent, you're loving, you're caring, but they don't like your height. They don't like, when it comes to height. People have preference people have preference when it comes to the kind of woman they want. Okay,
but I still believe that for a girl to like you, everything has to be complete.
For a girl or a guy to like you.
For a girl or a guy to like you, everything has to be complete. Your height, your kidney,
but I believe the example I have given is a major factor. And when you now have to look at it, and look at it from a different perspective.
Okay, what do you think about the average, the work rate side there?
No, I'm coming to that, but I'll quickly drop it. I'll come into that, but let me quickly this. When you look at someone that is probably dating a little person, and the person knows very well that they will confront him in the family where he comes from. His friends will mock him. When he probably walks on the street, he will be mocked. And if he's somebody that cannot stand all these trolls and all these things, it will be easy for him to say, I cannot do this. And as I said, the person might like you, but he does not like this or that side of you. You understand? Well, now look at it on the other side, the other appealing side of life, if that is also a factor. For me, it is not a complete factor, but for some, it might be a factor because, one, when you look at it, for some individuals, a lot of people will always feel that because you're a little person or because you're a dwarf, every characteristic about you also falls in small sizes, but it is never so.
Yeah, it's not small, dear.
It is. It is never so.
Oh my God.
It is never so. Yeah. You understand? Because don't have that perspective. Don't just have that notion that because we are all little inside, everything about us is small. No, it does not work out that way.
Engine is there.
Ozolege.
Oh my God.
So that is just it, and people quickly jump into such conclusion.
Yeah.
But for some of you that, of course, that must have had relationship with little people, that of course, for some of you that have friends who are little people, especially for the guys, you understand, of course, you must have seen a few things about his
he's down there.
Ozolegi now. What's the emphasis on the down? So that is just what it is. So and for the ladies as well, I mean, it is also about what you the appeal. If well, the lady might not have a factor. The little person, be a little when it comes to this other side we're looking at, the person might not have an issue. Well, the person might have an issue. A guy might also want to might also want to consider that, looking at maybe when they start doing the stuff and the kind of approaches they take, the different varieties of styles that come into it. It might also be a turn of, how am I going to do this? How am I going to handle her this way? You understand? Things like that.
When you get into it, you know how to do it.
Definitely.
Okay, guys.
So, guys, basically,
I'm an advocate for little people. Get married to them. If you know you like him, if you know he's the kind of guy you want, just get married to him.
So, guys, you've had her.
Okay.
If you know you like a little person, see, it is, for me, your biggest fear will continue to stick with you. Yes. But if you feel okay, moving on in life, still, it is your choice. But I keep saying this.
Go and verify from me.
There is always somebody for somebody. I'll keep saying that.
There's always someone.
If you probably don't settle down with that individual, somebody else will settle down with him or her.
Of course.
So that is how life works.
Yeah.
So, and of course, it is just what it is.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys.
It is just what it is.
Thank you so much, guys, for this edition. Thank you. See you next week.
So, guys, we'll come up with another beautiful edition next week. And guys, just react to this. Send in your comments. Let us see your reaction. If you have if you've had an experience with someone, share your experience with us. Let us relate. Pa.